All right, take two.
And action. We are live. Hey, everybody, this is Chad Murray, your credit coach, and I'm here with two lovely, lovely realtors. I can't wait to introduce you to them, but first, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm really excited to be bringing this show to you guys because, I work with a lot of people who have credit challenges who are looking to become homeowners. What this show is targeting is people who have made that decision. Regardless of what's on your credit, regardless of what's standing in your way, if you've made the decision to become a homeowner, we're going to be providing you all of the tools, the resources, and the people that are going to help you get you to your goal of home ownership. So today, I have the dynamic team from the Brick House Collective Real Estate Team, Marion Myers and Kathia Green. Welcome, ladies.
Hello. Hey guys, thanks, Chad.
I'm so happy to have you guys on.
Hi, Chad.
Happy to have you guys on.
Thanks.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Hey guys, my name is Marion. I've been a realtor here in South Florida maybe about 5 years. I specialize in first-time home buyers that are looking to get into their first home, and I would love to get to meet some of you guys to help you get into your first property.
I'm Kathia Green, and I'm a realtor in South Florida for 5 years. And we are the Brick House Collective together. And what we're doing, we're a co-branded real estate team where we're coming out into the community, letting them know that we're out here providing information, providing resources, not just for first-time home buyers, second times around, commercial properties, your sellers, anything real estate related, we're your go-to team.
So let me ask you a question. Have you had any experience maybe in buying a house for yourself or anything that happened with a client that really gave you an aha as to why this matters to you?
I will definitely be one to attest to that, Chad.
Right.
I'm a mother. I purchased my first home, and it was a horrible experience. It was difficult to reach my realtor. It was difficult to get any information. I felt like everything was hurry up and then wait. Like you didn't know what was going on. I wanted to get into this business to make a difference for other people getting into the business. I worked really hard. It took me a good while to get my credit good. It took me even longer to get the money up to buy. That when I was ready to buy, I wanted someone that was ready to help me get into that home that we dreamed about. So yeah, I could definitely attest to that.
That's awesome. See, the only thing is I'd say that it probably only took you so long to get your credit well because you didn't call Chad your credit coach. But, nobody's perfect. And now, you've made that change. You're a homeowner. And you know who to send people to now.
Chad, send people to you.
When you know better, you do better.
Yeah. No, but that's awesome. So tell me, Kathia, so being that giving out information has been something that's really helped to empower and drive your business, how have you seen it impact your clients and your community, as a whole?
Ask the question one more time.
I was saying, being that what you guys do is empower people through information and really holding their hands through the process, how has that actually been able to impact people compared to other realtors who might just, they run their business how they do? How is what you do a difference in the lives of your clients?
Well, the first thing I want to say is most of our business we get through real referrals, and you're only going to get a referral if they like what you did, if they're comfortable and they had a good experience. So the clients that we work with, we always give them a good experience. We're very accessible, we're responsive, where they don't have to wait on our phone calls, wait for a response to a text, wait for a response to an email. A lot of times we answer the question before they even ask it, so that they're very comfortable in the process and know every step along the way. And that's on both sides of the deal, whether it's as a buyer's agent or as a seller's agent. Information is power, not just for the realtor, but for the client, for the customer as well.
And Chad, to add to that, we also hold a lot of programs in the community at the local banks, at the local libraries, some of the churches, for things that people are having problems with. Finding money that's out there. There are programs out there. We get that information. We share it with them. We invite them to our Facebook pages with the Brick House Collective that has tons of information, how to look for a home, information about schools, information about neighborhoods, things that they need to consider when they're thinking about buying. There's just so much information out there that we want them to be informed walking into the process.
That's
provide
awesome.
them with a of information of who to go to, your Chads of the world. Like, you got to reach this guy, calling us, just to give it to them. It's more like a one-stop shop, so they don't have to look everywhere for all of the information. And not only that, we only work with people that we know are going to deliver. So that says a lot too.
Yeah.
Because again, going back to
you're only as strong as the weakest member of your team, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So that's cool. So let me ask you, what would you say are the top 3 things going through this process that people need to be prepared for, or they need to do to make sure and accomplish the process altogether?
So on the buyer side, the 3 things top 3 things would be, the first thing, get pre-approved. Know how much you are pre-approved for, what price point we need to be looking at. The second thing I would say is hire a professional. Hire the Brick House Collective team. We will walk our buyers through every step of the process. There are 1,000,001 things that happen behind the scenes that a lot of times customers out there think they can do it on their own, jump on the internet, and now they can do the whole thing soup to nuts on their own. And as realtors, we're contract negotiators, we're price adjusters, we're coordinating all of the vendors on their behalf. Yes,
we're like inspector assistants,
exactly.
appraiser consultants.
We're house managers. We've got to manage their homes during the showings and walk the dogs while they're gone at work. Whatever we have to do to get the job done is what we do. And then the third thing I would say is know what you're looking for. What is that house going to look like for your family? Is it a townhouse? Is it a condo? Do you need a big yard? Do you need to be near the highway? How far away from work? Those are important things to tell your realtor when you're looking, so that we can find that perfect home for you, that fits within your budget and your lifestyle. Is it going to be your forever home or a step-up home, a startup home? So those are important things to talk about with your family and kind of make sure it's a good fit.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's totally awesome. And like you're saying, you want to make sure that don't get too far along the process before you stop and take care of the basics. Like, you need to make sure your credit is on point. You need to make sure that your income is on point. You need to make sure that if you need a deposit, the deposit is on point. And if you don't have the funds required, talk to Mariam, talk to Kathia, and they'll be able to tell you about different programs, because there is a lot of down payment assistance money out there. These programs are there for you to be able to get money for your down payment, especially for first-time home buyers. Even if you bought a house and you haven't been a homeowner for 3 years, you'll still be eligible for these first-time home buyer programs. But you do need a 640 FICO score to qualify for just about all of them. So if your score is limited, you can always reach out. But these are things that you want to pay attention to, right? But yeah, that's great information that you guys just dropped. So, like, what would you say is like one of the most inspirational stories that you've experienced from a client that's going through the process?
Well, I had a client maybe about a year ago that had just gotten her credit repaired. And no, unfortunately, I don't think she went through chat because it took quite a while to get her credit fixed. But nonetheless, she came to us. She had a 650 credit score, and she was looking to buy a house. She worked very hard, single parent, 2 kids. She had some of the money to move into a home. She thought she couldn't buy a house because she didn't have the full down payment money. We found her a lender that offered some lender incentives. We found her a home where the seller provided some seller incentives, and we were able to get her closed with the programs that they had available for her. So she got into her first home.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. And the truth is, a lot of people, we face these challenges, and for whatever reason, we feel as if just because we're experiencing this, that, or the next, that the dream has gone away. But no, that's not the case. When you find the right team to work with, they're going to pull out all the stops and get you where you need to be. And, it might not happen overnight, just like, fixing your credit or even finding that right house. How many times have you guys seen people make an offer on a property for it to not get accepted, and make another offer and it get accepted, but the appraisal, the inspection fall through, right? That's a part of the game, right?
That is definitely a part of the game.
And what do you tell people when they experience things like that?
Don't give up. We're here with you.
Don't give up. It's there's a lot of ups and downs in the process, But that's why you have us on the team. We know how to overcome the challenges. We know how to mitigate the challenges. We know how to avoid a lot of them as well. So what we tell our clients is, I've got you. You just have to hold on. We will get you to closing.
And a lot of times, Chad, it comes with the information we give them up front. We tell them that these challenges there. So when they come up across these challenges, it's not brand new.
Right.
You know, sometimes alpha might not get accepted. We explain to them why. The property is a really, really hot property where 250,000 is what you're qualified for, and someone else beat us out. Okay, we understand that. We're going to put the offer in with hopes, but we know that there may be another property out there for us. We educate them 100% along the way so they don't have blank expectations walking into a deal.
And, you know, with home buyers, we tell them the right home for you will show up. We just have to hang in there. It will show up. And we're really hope givers, you know, to remind people the dream is there, the opportunity is there, the resources are there. You just have to one step forward, one day at a time, and you'll get to closing and get the key to your note.
So you're like a real estate Issa. I got you, right? We got you.
Yes, we are.
Got you. That's so cool. That's so cool. So tell me some nightmares. What has happened when things haven't gone right? Yeah, look. They roll their eyes so hard and so fast. You're like,
I've got one for you. This is on the seller side, okay? So this particular family, they bought the home maybe 25 years ago, and it had a bonus room that was already there. And one of the first questions I asked, I said, was this a permitted space? And they said, we bought it that way. It cleared title and everything. It even shows up on property records here. We've been paying taxes on this space and everything. Get an offer, get to inspections, get to the appraisal, and they want him to demolish that room, that bonus room. It was 231 square feet.
A room of 20 years plus that room
that he was paying taxes on. What happened was it was too close to the property line on the back, on the setback in the rear of the property. And he had done a little bit of home repairs to that space. There was some sealant like in the window and a couple other things. So he spent some money already to upgrade that room, had to completely demolish. So you had to get architectural drawings, get the place demolished. But thankfully, I was able to keep the buyer because it was a bonus room for him anyway. It wasn't a space he really cared for.
Right.
So the fact that we were able to keep the buyer in place and get him to close, but I had to do so much damage control and talking him off the ledge.
Exactly.
Him and his wife, and marital counseling because it caused a problem, with the wife because they were, you didn't know.
You turned into a marriage counselor too?
Absolutely.
That's what a good realtor could do for you.
Yeah.
You know, like a friend, a spiritual leader, a marriage counselor, the whole.
Hey,
it's funny, but it's amazing how a great realtor could play so much, so big of a part of your life because of this process. Because let's face it, there aren't many bigger things you can do with your life than to buy a house, right? Because no matter what you do financially, this is the one asset that not only can you live and play in, but you can leave it for generations to come. Imagine if you buy the right house. This is a house that could be in your family until the people who are living there never even met you.
Right.
But that's what a kind of an impact you could make by becoming a homeowner. That's why it's so important. You know, my big thing is credit, but when it comes down to credit, it really ultimately to me is the big tool to be able to generate generational wealth through real estate. And when you have people who are able to guide you through this process, it's invaluable. You know, let's be honest here, right? I never learned about credit in school. I never learned about real estate in school, and I'm sure most of you guys didn't either. But this is something that could make your future or break your future. And if you don't have the right people on your team, you could be blown in the wind. And, you know, it's like it's a coin flip as to how well the process is going to play out for you. So I really am grateful right now for you guys sharing so generously. And, you know, I definitely want to get to know a little bit more about like what drives you guys and what's your goal for this coming year for yourselves and for your clients.
Right now, Chad, we're putting on a promotion where we're trying to help 25 new families get into a home by Christmas. We're churches, we're going out in the community, and we're educating people to let them know that there are programs out there to help them get into a home. Stop renting and buy your own dream.
The journey starts now, today. First step, do it. Don't wait.
All right. So let me ask you a question. So somebody has a bad credit. They have let's say they have like a 564. I don't mean to call you out if you have a 564 credit, but you got to do something about that, right? They have a 560 credit score. They've been at their job for 3 years. Their income is solid, but their down payment is lacking. What's the first thing that you're going to tell them to do?
Well, first thing
After you tell them to come see me.
That was going to be number one. Come see Chad, because we need to bump that credit score up just a little bit. That's number one.
Also, there are different ways that people can look at their budget. Most people don't understand spending, and they don't even have a house budget, a household budget. And if you look at how much you spend and where you're spending money, lots of times you'll find that money for that down payment and closing costs that you need. And also, we have to teach people there are certain do's and don'ts that you have to know when you're ready to buy a house. Don't go out, Rooms to Go is having that 18 month free financing, right, or, end of the year, let's buy a car kind of situation. Once you're ready, you've made that decision to buy a house, there's a list of things that you have to jump in, get committed, and stay the course.
That's so crazy that you say that, right? When you said the do's and don'ts, right? How don't get the new furniture beforehand. I had a client like maybe 8-9 years ago, right? So this is a big loan. I'm from New York. So we have this deal closing, and this guy's buying his first house, and it's like a $400,000 house. And we'd been working on this deal for like 4 months because he had some credit challenges, and it was a rocky deal. We finally get it to the finish line, but back in the day, we used to actually they used to like review the loan like days before again, right? So he came to my office to so I could give him his documents back, and I'm so excited because at this point I'm counting my money, and it's like this is a loan, so I needed my fingers and toes to count my money. I'm feeling good. Man, this guy pulls up in a brand new luxury car, and I'm like, nice.
No.
I'm like, when did you get this car? He's like, yeah, man, I just got it. The bank calls the same day and said now his debt to income ratio is out of whack. Can't buy the house. This man lost his down payment. He lost the opportunity to buy a house, and he lost me my commission. All right, so that's not the important part, right? It's definitely not about me. It definitely wasn't about me, but I remember that story because, you could literally ruin your own prospects of home ownership if you don't know these things. That's why you want to make sure and have the right team who's going to walk you through all of these steps to make sure you know what to do and what not to do. All right?
And we tell them up front. We don't wait till the end. We'll sit them down when we do our interviews with them and just tell them, we have expectations. We want to get you to close, but you can't be your own worst enemy. So these are things that we're expecting from you that we're going to hold you accountable for your own good, for your own family's good, so that you can get to closing.
Cool. So let me ask you a question. So for me, I feel like credit is maybe like 70% technical, if that much, right? It's about the details of the 5 credit factors and utilization rate, making payments on time. A lot of it to me, though, is mindset. What have you found in your lives and in your business that keeps your mind committed to the goals that you set for yourself?
All right. Most of the time it's just, for me, it's determining that I want something to happen and making a plan of action. So if I want to buy a house in 3 years, I need to have an idea of what that house looks like, what that house might cost, how much money I need to save on a yearly basis, break that down into a monthly basis, break that down into a weekly basis, and then set a plan of action in place. I'm a physical person, so when I write that goal down, I can revisit it every day and keep myself accountable towards that goal. I do the same thing with my clients. Like, I will work a goal with them to see, okay, what do you want to see happen? How do we get you there? And we make a plan of action, and I check in with them regularly to make sure that they're keeping their end of the deal, so we can get to that finish line together.
How do you eat a steak?
So hold on one second. Because that's so powerful. I don't want to blow by that, because that was big. That was big. So you're saying if you have a big goal that you pretty much set the timeline and you work backwards, you break it down and you work backwards.
Yes, sir.
That's powerful. I love that.
I'm going to give you an analogy, Chad.
All right.
How do you eat a steak?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. Okay. That's how you buy a house. One step at a time.
You eat the elephant, right? Yo, who eats elephants? What kind of savages came up with that? Right, like who's really sitting there eating Dumbo? Like that's just terrible.
Right. All the animal activists out there, he didn't mean that.
Yeah, right. Right. No, Dumbo, like the elephant with the big ears.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's powerful stuff. That's really powerful stuff. And what's a message that you like to leave with our client, with our future clients, our friends, and people who are looking to really overcome their challenges to get to home ownership? What would you like to leave them with?
The resources are out there. When you meet people that know what they're talking about and are willing to share, take the opportunity, take the hand, and go with it. Just make that first step. Make that first phone call, send that email, reach out, and just go with it. A lot of people are afraid of change. They're more comfortable in where they are right now today and not sure of where tomorrow is going to bring them, but it has to start with that first step. A closed mouth does not get fed.
Chad, to add one more thing, you get them to the point that they need to get to us, and we will get them to the finish line.
Exactly.
Awesome.
We're going to do this.
That's powerful. That's good stuff. I love it. So can you guys share one tool, that people could use? Now, I'm sure a lot of people know about Zillow and Realtor.com, but is there one tool that could help people in the process that maybe isn't so common, whether to help them calculate payments or whatever it is? Is there one tool that you think that people should know about that you could share? Real estate,
our phone number. Give us
a
call. That's the tool. Let's talk about Zillow and the other things that are out there for a second. We like to work with people that are knowledgeable, that they're trying to get out there and learn and have some, information about the home buying process or home selling. So you have your people that can go to Zillow or Realtor.com and kind of start that search. But people have to understand that Zillow and Realtor.com and Redfin and all those places are pulling information from our database as realtors. Our information is real time. It's within seconds, real time.
Right.
So Zillow and all those other places, most of the time that information is outdated. The appraisals, that Zestimate that they do is off base most of the time. And it's more than just putting in one number in a calculator and coming up with an appraised value. There's a process that we've been trained to do to be able to get them to that right place. So yes, go ahead and start fiddling around on the internet, but at the end of the day, call your professionals. That's why we're here. Call your realtor, call your credit repair, call your lender. That is why we are here, to guide you through the process and save you mistakes that's going to cost you money.
And what's the number they should call?
954-988-8000.
And when they call that number, Chad, we have some apps that we can give them information to that will help them figure out how much they can afford to buy. It gives them direct access to what we search for properties through the MLS, so they can go on their register and be able to do their own searches, do their debt to income calculator. There's tons of different things that's out there on those apps for them.
So you're saying that people call you and you'll be able to set them up with an app that's going to help them with their debt to income ratio, help them to be able to figure out their needs and want analysis, all of those things in one app?
And be able to find properties on there by looking on that app we give them to see what's out there in real time.
In real time.
How we see it.
That's awesome. That's great. That's dope. I think I need to call. Awesome. Well, guys, listen, I really appreciate everything that you've shared today. And I really know that anyone that's watching this, there's some real jewels and gems that could be taken away. Reach out to us. Follow me on Instagram at Your Credit Coach. I'm going to be dropping clips of this interview and others coming up very soon. And you could follow the Brick House Real Estate Team, the Brick House Collective Real Estate Team at
on Facebook, we're BH Collective FL, and that's the same handle for all of our following for Twitter and for Instagram.
BH Collective FL.
And the email is bhcolectivefl@gmail.com. But the best way is send a text. Make a call, send a text.
And what's that number again?
954-988-8000.
All right. And listen, leave any questions that you have in the comments. Leave any ideas that you wanted to get more clarity about in the comments. We'll make sure to reach out to you to give you all of the resources and information. If you have any friends that are looking to buy a house, tag them in this video, whether you're watching us on Instagram, whether you're catching us on Facebook, or anywhere else in the world, or like www.yourcreditcoach.com, the blog. Wherever you're catching it, just make sure you put your friends on so that they can get this information. It's free information that could really help them to empower and change their lives. So we're so blessed to be here to be able to share this information. Guys, thank you guys so much. And everybody out there, remember, always keep learning, never stop giving, because service is love. And it's my honor, my pleasure to be able to serve you.
Thank you, Chad.
Bye.
Bye.